Coast another double-digit come from behind win for the Aces, 96-95 over Minnesota. Opening statement.
Well, nothing. I mean, we got ourselves in a hole we had to dig out. I thought Minnesota played very well. I think they're a lot better than their record would indicate. They've lost a lot of close games, including tonight. That game could have gone either way, really. We're fortunate to be the ones on top. But we can always use these experiences to build stuff in us, get better down the stretch. We need to be in these kind of situations. I think that's how you get battle tested. When it's tight and the game's on the line, how you respond. I thought Asia, it was funny, like Asia and De'Erica hit the big ones for us tonight. Threes, both of them hit one. And so, no hesitation and just letting it fly is kind of what we've been preaching to them all year. So it's nice to see them step up and take big shots and see them go down in big moments.
Becky, obviously Asia and Chelsea had great games, but Chelsea really looked masterful out there in the offense. They had 9 assists to go with their 16 points. When she's kind of in that rhythm, what is it like to watch her kind of do her thing out there?
I'm watching her just like you. She is a pick and roll professor. She just sees things. She does things that you can't teach. So just getting people in right spots and letting them be who they are is important. Obviously we want the ball in our decision makers' hands, and she's definitely a good one to have on your team down the stretch.
Definitely. And then right before halftime, it looked like you were talking to your team about defense in particular, especially as Minnesota kind of made that run. In a game like today, when your shots aren't necessarily falling, how important is it to be as locked in as possible on that side of the ball?
Well, you're going to have nights when the ball doesn't go in. We were not shooting well, obviously, in the first half. But you got to be able to maintain and rely on your defense. We gave up 50 points in the first half. That's not us. That's not who we want to be. That's entirely too many points, and that's on a little bit on us and a little bit on them. They made shots, we missed shots, but we also helped them because they were shooting some more shots. And at the end of the day, everybody out there's a professional. They can make open shots, and we were just wrong in a lot of areas defensively in that first half. But to their credit, they came out and corrected it. They do know how to respond, but we don't want to get out of the gates slow like that. Obviously, it's hard to enjoy. When you miss shots, your defense you're in transition. You don't get to set your defense up as well. So I thought they took advantage of us there a little bit, but other than that, we got to continue to be better on the boards, be more solid and sturdy in our identity defensively. I was not happy with us at all defensively. There was moments where I thought we were good, but overall there was a lot of mistakes being made.
Becky, you mentioned Asia and De'Erica's threes at the end and how big they were, but when Ariel fouls Kelsey with a hard foul like that and stands over her and jaws, how big is it for Kelsey to stand up immediately and jaw right back? Obviously you don't want blows thrown, but at least to stand the ground. Can that be a pivotal point also in terms of toughness, grittiness, and not being bullied?
No, okay. Kelsey, sorry. Have you seen her play? She talks the whole time. I'm not surprised she jumped up. She's not gonna let anybody do that to her. So no, that didn't surprise me at all.
Not that it surprised you, but was it just as big as a three? Is to make sure that.
Well, it can be a momentum changer, sure. Yeah, I thought the crowd obviously liked that little extracurricular activities that was going on. But I'm not surprised it came from Plum. She's feisty, she's competitive. She got a heart of a lion. So that can be contagious. And I do feel like the energy shifted a little bit in the building in a positive way for us.
Becky, definitely a tale of two halves offensively for you guys as well, too. Obviously, under 40 points in the first half. Second half, obviously, got it going a little bit. What was talked about at halftime from that standpoint, offensively for you guys, that was able to get you guys on the roll there in the second half?
Well, I think one of it was we started playing better defense. It's always helpful to not have to go against a set defense for the whole half. But we were taking that out of the net the whole time because we couldn't get any stops. So that slows down your whole pace. Everybody knows we like to play with pace. We like to get the ball up and down the floor, but when you're constantly taking it out of the net, that hurts your pace. So it was about getting stops and letting that energy just kind of flow, get out in the open court, see the ball go in. That always helps. But you know, we got to continue, and I demand they play the right way. That's it. Somebody's open, somebody's ahead of you, they get the ball. You have 2 or 3 people on you. I don't care if you're 3 feet from the basket, kick it out and it goes across the board. I don't care who you are. That is my non-negotiable. Everybody's going to play the right way. And there's been times and it's a work in progress, but I think tonight, we go 0 for 7 for second chance points. Well, it's because you're trying to horse it up between 3 people. And those are the times that we got to continue to tighten up, trust each other. Did your good job, you got the offensive rebound. Now we got to kick it out and find shooters. If you got a point blank, one-on-one, or you have an angle, fine. But I thought we were trying to go up when they had us outnumbered.
Coach, turnovers have been a talking point pretty much all season long. 3 turnovers in the first 3:08 of the game, 3 turnovers the remainder of the game, including 2 in the last 52 seconds. Just statistically, I'm going to ask the players as well. Just statistically in this category, is this the type of night that can hopefully change a stride for the rest of the season? Well,
it gives you a chance to stay in the game. On a game that you struggle to make shots, on a game that you're struggling to, get stops on the other end, you definitely have to take care of the ball, because then it just compounds it. You get those live ball turnovers. It's, basically you're outnumbered most times on live ball turnovers. So the fact that we didn't have a lot of those was helpful. And, for the most part, I thought our defense got back decently. We only gave up 3 transition points compared to 20, but a lot of that was, like I said, we had to play out of our defense in that second half. We just didn't get any stops in the first, but yeah, taking care of the ball is always a huge priority, especially when you don't win the board. You don't shoot it that great. Like I said, that team is hard to prepare for mentally if you're a player, because you look at it, it's like, oh, they're 3-12 or whatever. And it's like, you go back and watch games, they're losing games by 1-2 points. And a lot of those they should have pulled out. Like I said tonight, we could have easily been on the other side of it. We hit some shots down the stretch and they missed.
For some of your reaction to Jackie Young's shot selections, you kind of seemed displeased on the sideline, but then you brought her back and you kind of had a one-on-one with her. What was your message to her to kind of keep her mentally in the game?
Well, I just want to make sure that she knew that I still had confidence in her. It's not about anything other than putting the ball in her hands, like at the end of the game, and go make the right decision. And I do have a lot of confidence in her. That's why she had the ball down the stretch and she made the right decisions. We missed some shots, but that doesn't mean that she did make right decisions. But I wanted to keep her involved shooting wise and just ball handling and having the ball. She's not back to full form yet. So these games are very important because you can't simulate these kind of things in practice. Not only that, she hasn't been a player in the past who had the ball in big crunch time situations. For her to go to the next level, to be in MVP talks, this is the next step she has to take, is demanding the ball, demanding that respect down the stretch. That being said, fortunately, I have a lot of options. I could put the ball in Chelsea's hands, I could put the ball in Kelsey's hands, I could put the ball in Asia's hands. But tonight, because of how our flow was going between me and her, I wanted the ball in her hands so that she understood that I wanted her to be involved and be a decision maker in those moments.
Let's close it out online with Christos.
Coach, congrats on the win, first of all. Despite the struggles, despite the adversities that you had in the game, you found a way to win that game. And the outcome, it means a lot. What does it mean, the way that you react and respond to the outcomes, about the culture and the character of this team?
Well, I will say they are a competitive group. And they let me speak very frankly with them, very honestly, very brutally honestly, probably too honest sometimes. But they allow me to coach them hard. And so I really appreciate that. But there's also a time that, just like with the previous question, when I've been so hard on them, I want them to understand it's not about anything other than I have the utmost respect for you. To me, it's not respectful to not coach you hard. It's disrespectful because you're that good. And it's my job not just to be good, but I want to make you great. And sometimes that will be a back and forth between me and any of the players. Because I got some real hoopers. So it will always go back to this team was good. It's my job to get us to be great. And it's not going to be easy every night. We need to be in these dog fights so that we can build some resiliency when the times get tough and we don't stray apart, but that we come together in those moments.
Thanks a lot, Coach.
Thank you very
We'll let you back with Leisure Wilson, Chelsea Gray, and De'Erica Hamby.